We'll see how this works with this phone leaning up against this light post here at Crane's Roost. Yeah, I made a video last week. I ended up taking it down. Well, I changed the privacy settings anyways. It was getting, a good number of views and comments and so forth. All the videos that I do that get views and comments and increase my subscribers also generate controversy, and people get mad at you, because you're talking about other things that they take exception to. It's kind of sad though, because any kind of like real world events, any kind of like current events in the expat community that people actually are talking about and that have become common knowledge, there are lessons to be learned there. And unfortunately, sometimes when you talk about them and talk about the lessons you can learn, people get upset about it, which, so it is. There are a lot of people, as I've pointed out before in some of my videos about, fake relationship experts who aren't very good at having relationships, that, a lot of people on YouTube over there in the Philippines putting out all kinds of info, and expecting you to think that they're an expert on all kinds of shit, that when you look at, what's going on in their own life and how long their relationships last and things like that, they turn out to not be such, highly skilled experts. At least, not if you're judging by what their results are, But I don't know, that's one of the reasons why I stay away from making too many videos, honestly, on YouTube. I just, I'm at the point in my life where I just want peace and quiet, So, I don't know. If you do the kind of videos and stuff you need to do, especially if you put like a nice attention-grabbing title on it, to get people to click on it, then you just get all kinds of extra hassle and shit in your life that I'm not really in the mood for, So I end up just not making videos. So, but that's the kind of what I wanted to make this little video about, though. It just people don't want you to talk about things that situations where there are lessons to be drawn from them and learned, and you got it. I don't know. You got a lot of people over there making videos about shit and wanting you to think that they're experts on all kinds of shit. And, they're doing it because they're making money off of it. That's their little business now. And, whether or not you should actually be listening to some of the advice, whatever, it's just like my advice, my advice means nothing, but everybody's doing it. But if you talk about some of that stuff, then their little fanboys and stuff get all upset. How dare you criticize somebody else or draw any lessons from things, even though people want to do all kinds of very public stuff with their relationships and everything. If anybody talks about it, then, oh, well, you shouldn't be doing that, But in the meantime, the people are broadcasting their own personal little difficulties and stuff to make money off of it themselves, Because it's all, for some of these people, a lot of this stuff is really just a game. And whatever. A lot of guys in the Philippines, though, they create the monsters that are going to eat them eventually. They go over there, they get hooked up with some naive little girl who's never been anywhere or done anything. It doesn't mean you have to have been somewhere, done a lot of things, gone to a lot of different places or whatever, but a lot of them, no education, they have no real grasp of the outside world aside from what they see, watching It's Showtime and Vice Ganda and shit on television, and seeing YouTube videos and stuff like that. They aren't equipped to go out into the wider world. They're not equipped to get into a serious relationship with some old expat who, whatever their needs are and the kind of world that they are going to introduce them to. But a lot of guys go over there and they hook up with these girls, and some of them, even when they're older, it's the same mentally they're just not that old. You can have somebody who's younger and very intelligent, mature, college degree and stuff, and it's a really good head on their shoulder, been raised by in a family where they've been trained to have a really good grounded intellect and mindset. And you can find people who are older. I know people over here in the Filipino community in their 30s and 40s who run around acting like stupid little girls. I mean, you go to some of these Filipino events over here and see these women who should be mature women running around screaming, pushing and shoving, trying to get up in the front and get selfies with some stupid little kid from, that's been on TV in the Philippines or whatever, on some Filipino TV show, and making fools out of themselves, screaming like little girls at a Beatles concert, trying to get selfies with these guys and stuff. So age is no guarantee of maturity. That's for sure. You can find younger women who are very mature, and you can find older women who are just act like idiot little teenage girls, So that's the real problem. The actual specific age isn't necessarily so much the issue as the mental state and attitude and what they're looking for in life. But a lot of guys go over there and they get these girls used to running around in skimpy little clothes, appearing in all their videos. And they've got, I know what I've seen myself before in some of these, like married to Filipino groups and stuff that, you got all these guys. They don't care if somebody's married. It's your girlfriend, whatever, sending them messages, like suggestive or sexual messages and things like that, because a lot of the guys who are into this scene, let's face it, they're just trash themselves, and, as far as they're concerned, hey, they're looking for a good time, and there are no boundaries or rules that they care about, and but you expose these young, inexperienced girls to that group of people, especially if you're over in the Philippines hanging out with a bunch of other, expats, someplace where you've got a bunch of, unabashedly honest about it, dirty old men, and take them out, get some young girl hanging out with all your expat friends who are like that and stuff, and we got to get her own YouTube channel and let her get involved in everything, and oftentimes supposedly it's for good intentions, so that they'll be able to have a source of income on their own someday or whatever. And especially if someone's older and they've married someone who's a lot younger than them, and they think, well, I'm not going to be here, sometime, could be any day, that they're not going to be here anymore, and trying to, set this person up with some kind of a steady revenue stream for the future. Honestly, YouTube is not the best way to do that, For every girl over there you've got, that makes it huge, like the Filipina P or something, it's just like any other little niche on YouTube. You've got a few people who are making, a lot of money and stuff, attract a certain audience, and then you get other people who just, making a few pennies, if anything. So it's not and to keep that coming in, you got to keep on putting out product, So if you're doing it for a living, you have to look at it as a business, and you have to have something to talk about endlessly, day after day. And that's why we see a lot of people who, obviously, same old thing every day, And it's not like they have exciting content to come out every week about some new subject. But expecting that you're going to be able to set up your girlfriend or your wife with a YouTube channel and somehow that's going to see her through the future, that's just kind of fantasy land kind of stuff. In the meantime, though, you're getting them kind of addicted to that attention. a lot of these girls, I mean, they've never been anywhere. They have no clue what the world is like, and no real experience dealing with a lot of different kinds of people. And obviously, as we all know, the Filipinos, when they see a camera come out, you know, everybody's posing and wanting to take a picture. And so some of these girls, they see some old guy with a YouTube channel, and, you know, especially in some of the earlier days, you know, 5-10 years ago, it's not, you know, they recognize now that more people are involved in this, but, you know, they think, oh, that's glamorous. My God, you have a YouTube channel, you know? And not really appreciating the fact that, you know, so do 50,000 other people. Oftentimes, you know, some of these places, you know, you might have 5-10,000 people in the same city that have their own YouTube channel. And, you know, once they get used to that, though, and the glamour wears off, you know, then they start to realize that. But in the meantime, though, you kind of get these girls, especially if you've got some immature young girl to start with, and get her addicted to that lifestyle or that attention-seeking kind of thing. Sometimes you create a monster that you can't control, because she's going to end up moving on to something more exciting once you get her addicted to that. It's kind of like people talk about these transactional relationships, and like the girl's only with you for the money. A lot of guys think that as long as they have the money, well, you know, I'm her source of income. I'm the one that's making things possible for her. One of the comments on that other video I had that I took down, a guy talking about how all these Filipinas, all they're after is the money, and you're like the carnival, you know, taking them to Disneyland, and they get to ride all the rides and get all the souvenirs, and then it's back to their shithole reality, basically, you know, after that. You know, the fact of the matter is, though, it's a lot of these guys over there who are the ones that are enjoying all the rides, you know, and people go over there and they think, well, I'm the one with the money, you know, I'm in control. But if you look at relationships like that, some woman who's with you only for the money, you're not the one with the control, okay? You may think you are, but she's the one with the control, really, in that relationship. It's like, especially if you fall in love, you know, you may start out thinking, okay, well, this is it's just, you know, I'm taking care of her, giving her some money and stuff, but I'm just, you know, I'm getting out of it what I need too. What happens if you actually fall in love with that person, and it just started out as something, well, I'm giving this person money to spend time with me. It's like that old Tube song, you know, she's a beauty, don't fall in love, because if you do, you'll find out she don't love you. And if you're with somebody over there and it's just like a money kind of arrangement, she's the one with the power, because anytime she wants to, she can leave you and go find money somewhere else. One of these other guys who's messaging her all the time and wants to be with her and thinks, oh, I saw your cute little butt in that other guy's videos, and they'd like to have some fun with that, they'll give her some money for a while, you know. If that's really what she's after, just somebody to give her money, you know, especially if she's like a single mother or something, has a kid to take care of, giving money to her family, taking care of her sick parents and stuff. Oh, we got some background action here, exciting. As far as she's concerned, you're the variable in the equation that can be gotten rid of, you know. There's you, there's her, and there's the money. And as far as she's concerned, the two important things are her and the money. There's always, you know, you can be replaced with some other guy that's going to give her money. Some other guy that's going to let her, you know, prance around, helping him show houses in her, you know, little short shorts and a bikini top, you know. Anybody can give her that. But a lot of guys, you know, they get into a situation like that with someone, and they end up getting attached. Let's say they actually get really emotionally attached, and it's a for real kind of thing for them. If that girl originally started out just looking for someone to use for the money and as a way to make ends meet, you can bet that she's not going to lose sight of what the relationship is really about. Because there's one thing about Filipinas, you know, as much as I love the one that I'm with and everything, no one can deny that one personality trait they have is they can often be very, very practical and focused on things. And they know what they want, and they'll do what they need to get it. And if you're what they need to do to get it, well, that's the way it goes, you know? This is kind of a meandering video. I had a few things I wanted to talk about. I made actually a few other videos after I took that other one down that I ended up not uploading any of those either. Like I say, the YouTube thing, I don't know. You know, I'm at this point in my life, the controversy you get involved in whenever you make a video that gets any kind of views is just a pain in the ass. You know, I'd rather play my guitar and write, go to work, hang out with my wife, and just other things that are more important, you know. But it's kind of sad that people get upset with you if you talk about any of these real world situations. There are a lot of lessons to be learned out there by looking at other people's mistakes, you know. Unfortunately, it's considered poor form to point those things out, even if the people themselves are making all kinds of videos about shit and talking about what happened. But, oh well. That's the thing about YouTube, though. You can't really go to YouTube expecting to find some kind of life-changing, life-altering information. If you're just looking for a situation where no one is allowed to, you know, disagree with anybody else or talk about anything, even if it's like a commonly known situation or whatever. But that's life. YouTube is not really the place to find life-changing information, honestly. It's nice to see other people's experiences and what they do, but sometimes, you know, it's not worth the trouble. You spend all day watching YouTube, seeing people fight about this stuff when you could be living your own life, you know? And so that's kind of like where I am right now. Just, I don't know. It's nice to make videos, but when you get caught up in it, where it's something you do every day, you realize that your own life has just kind of like disappeared. Unless you just don't have any other life and making YouTube videos is your life, you know? And fortunately, I am not at that point right now. I'm seriously hoping I don't ever get there, but anyways, that's that.